Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Okay, but like you could like take the art. Like I feel like it's easier. I know it when I see it is easier with porn than it is with art. Just as a giant,
I disagree.
Maybe we're fighting with that a lot right now on my platform, on the platform I'm currently banned from, but on Twitch, that's a big fight right now. That what is too sexual for some of the girl streamers versus what isn't. That's a really hard one to do. I'll know it when I see it because holy fuck, I've seen a lot of fucking porn, and I don't know when I look at some Twitch streamers. Like I don't know what exactly I'm.
You know what the
looking
problem
at
is?
sometimes.
The problem with that is the people who are supposed to be knowing it when they see it are trying to fuck those streamers a lot of times. You'll like look at their favorite streamers on their list, and it's all titty streamers. It's like, well, you are not an impartial judge. Like you need to throw together a panel of people who decide who is being too sexual and who isn't. Because there's some guy, takes his shirt off and he gets kicked off for 2 weeks, and some girl like routinely has like her nipples like popping out of like the extremely thin material, and is like, she's like, oh, I got $10, 10 squats, and she's wearing like a.
No,
she's just trying to stay fit.
Yes.
They'll really be like $10, and then they'll turn their ass to the camera.
And
do
that's not all. Here's the thing they do.
To do that now.
This is one of my favorites. They'll have like a whiteboard, Taylor. They'll have a whiteboard behind them, and they'll be like, God. "Oh, Taylor made the donation list."
I'm glad he's pantomiming this.
Yeah. he's not pushing his ass out anywhere near enough, and he needs the.
You need to give it a little shake, like you got to.
Are they playing video games? I thought you had to be playing video games to be on
no,
Twitch.
Not anymore.
IRL
streaming.
Yeah.
Huh.
But then to represent the flip side of that, it can be really hard to decide, because on one hand, you can say this has gone too far, but then on the other hand, it seems like people sometimes are almost pushing for like full-on burqas to like cover women up as well. Like where people say, okay, like if I can see even like a micro nip poking through any part of your top, this is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Or if girls are doing things where it's like, some women have big boobs, and based on what they wear, some women will have a lot of cleavage just by the nature of having larger chests. You can't always wear, like a turtleneck sweater to cover up every part.
You're exaggerating really to make your point, though. Like I talked to my wife about this, and because we had I guess we had a titty streamer on the show one time, like 2 years ago. And she's like, she knows what she's wearing. I can tell you. She's acutely aware of, what she looks like, how much cleavage she has, etc. That, that's a thing that starts with picking out the shirt, maybe before you have it on. They're not surprised to learn that you can see down their shirt on that camera angle. All girls have been negotiating that path since they turned 11 years old. So.
Yeah, sure. But like the problem comes in where it's like, for a guy, if I live in a warm climate, or say I live in an area where my house is just, kind of warm, I don't have to think twice about what shirt would or wouldn't be appropriate. Like I just never have to process it. In fact, I could almost not wear a shirt. I could wear like a wife beater or something if I really wanted to. But for women that have large chests, navigating that can be kind of confusing because there are women that wear things, even just around other women without going out to talk to guys, that some guys will look at and be like, oh my God, this woman is being a huge fucking whore. Like, why would you ever wear? Mm-hmm. Whereas for that woman, it's just like, okay, well, this is comfortable for me. Like,
you're
I don't
way
have
too
to
lenient.
wear, like,
They know exactly what they're wearing, what they're doing, and they know what they. And these are girls that are about to live stream in front of hundreds, if not thousands, of people. And it's like, you know what? Mistakes were made.
I've lived like 7 years between two different girlfriends that had very large chests, and like just knowing, like things like even wearing a bra can be very irritating. Like there are a lot of women where as soon as they get home, the first thing to do is take their bra off because it's like
they're live streaming in this situation.
It's work.
Yeah,
I
it is to some extent,
take
but
off
like
all my clothes when I get home.
Sure, yeah,
and put on pajamas.
It's just one of those things where, like, as a guy, you don't really have to ever think about it. But when you're a girl, you do have to think about it. And then, like, the standards by which we play by can be very different based on different cultures, right? That, like, some people would look at a girl wearing, like, even a sports bra, and they'd be like, that is way too fucking far. Whereas somebody from a more liberal, oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, some cultures. I mean,
reading a lot of live stream fellas, there are a lot of guys that will point to girls wearing sports bras and be like, that's too much. And it's like, dude, it's just a sports bra. Like,
there's a lot of incels on the internet. So.
Are they just wearing a sports bra? Like sitting there playing the game?
No.
That's pretty sexual.
Because that's what I was picturing when he was explaining it. I'm like, who's live streaming in a sports bra?
And you can see a little nip, and they're like, you whore, or something.
A sports bra is the way to go. That's what that was going to be my next counter argument to, like, because I've dated girls with big tits, and when she put on a sports bra, I was like, whoa, where'd they go? What are you doing? You're cheating the whole world right now.
It's sad, frankly. I would rather them be able to show their tits off to their heart's content. But I think you can discern a lot of what their intents are based on the camera angle.
Camera
right?
angles, yeah, sure.
Like if they're like tee-hee, oh, I'm just comfortable in this top, and the camera's up here, no, you're not. You're playing it up. If they're wearing a regular shirt like that and the camera's here, the way most male streamers, from what I garner, I'm not a Twitch expert. I don't watch many video game streams. Then you'll be able to, you can kind of discern that motive, right? Because I agree with Woody to the point that like a lot of these like girls clearly know what they're doing, and they know that their core audience aren't people who are like, oh hell yeah, gonna learn a League of Legends strategy from this chick. It's like, no, I like those tits and I want to give her money for it.
Sure. Yeah, it can happen. Sometimes people pull really far in the other direction. It makes me nervous a little bit, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely a line that can be drawn, I think.
Maybe the answer is Twitch starting an over 18 sort of adult corner of their website.
Snatch. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would look. There's a few subreddits that are relevant in this conversation. There's Too Busty to Hide, and it's the number 2, and Bigger Than You Thought. On Bigger Than You Thought, you can see how women with large chests can clearly put those babies away when they're doing some professional work in front of children, mind you. And it just makes sense. I don't know.
I mean, like, if you have big boobs, I don't think it should be like I don't think you should have to hide it. Like, you say professional, but I mean, like, my job is playing video games. It's not like I'm going, like, there are different types of professions that call for different dress codes, I don't need to put on a suit and tie to work as a video game streamer and to shout at people that like Trump or whatever on my stream,
No one's
much the same way
talking
that,
about
like,
suit and ties, though. Twitch has decided they don't want to be Snatch.tv, and they want people to wear things that don't sexualize themselves. And those are just the rules. It's not a hard rule to follow.
Well, but like, so this is where I am the most critical, and maybe where we can find the most agreement, is that my problem is that Twitch doesn't have any clearly defined rules. Like, right now, we could go onto the IRL section, and I guarantee you that all three of us could find things that we all probably feel is very clearly over the line. But Twitch doesn't seem to consistently enforce any of their rules in terms of like what should be shown and what shouldn't be shown. And I think that's where the main frustration comes from for a lot of people, where people feel like, okay, well, Twitch says no sexual content, but some girls are like pushing that line like really, really hard, and then other girls like
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.